Hi guys, it's me, Landriscina again, and in this video dedicated to the Halloween season of 2003, I shall be talking about a very influential movie in my past. Be very afraid, because this is a doozy of a movie, The Fly. And not about any Fly, talk about the 1986 remake. Now, let me just say that normally I would cover, all the movies in order, the 1960s, The Fly, etc., The Fly 2, and so on and so forth, and I would do the remake. But let me tell you, this remake is just so good and so great that I had to skip the others. But I should warn you, do not make the same mistake that I did. Do not eat anything before you see this movie. You will get nauseous. You will get sick. Much like I did. I saw my Chinese rice and lo mein again. And unfortunately, it didn't taste as good this time around. So, I want you to remember that this movie is very good, but it's also very, very gross and disgusting. To the point that I have never seen a mainstream Hollywood release this gross and disturbing to look at. This movie is by far the cream of the crop as far as the body horror and the blood, the guts, and everything else come apart. I'll get more into that later, but just as a warning, do not watch this movie if you get nauseous very easily, or if you get grossed out by basically eyeballs and fingernails and all that other gooey stuff. Likewise, my father was trying to convince my mother into watching this movie with me, and it was a pretty good idea that she said no to it. So, anyway, we start with Seth Brundle, which is played brilliantly by Jeff Goldblum. And then you got Jan Davis, which has to, her name is Veronica in the movie, so she has to try to interview him. And her boss is more like an ex-lover / creep. But I'm glad that they don't go all the way into stalker / sleep with me, get off how you type motivation. It actually turned out to be a redeemable character by the end, but I'll get to that when I get to that too. Anyway, Dr. Brundle has to try to wants to change transportation as we know it, so that people get car sick, air sick, or seasick again, or I guess train sick, whatever you call it. So he devised a little plan in which he makes teleportation pods. But there's a little problem because the teleportation pods, they can handle inorganic matter, like the death mouse, for example, or that doll or something, or that bobblehead, or whatever else, like this DVD case, for example. But it can't quite get the molecule manipulation for, say, or organic matter, for like me, the cat, my father, that my neighbor, this person, that person, the animals and all that. So, they show Seth, put in a baboon into one of the pots, and then they do a sequence, the voice command sequence, and they try to duplicate, moving one from another with the same accuracy and whatnot as doing with gag stuff. So he tries it. Now, this is where the body horror and the body gore comes into play, because when Seth goes in to look at the creature inside the smoking pod, he's greeted with a jump scare, and when he opens up the pod, it reveals that the effect of going from one pod to another more or less liquefied the thing. It turned inside out. It made it so that the outside was on the inside, and vice versa. It killed the thing. The thing was barely twitching when he opened it up, which he apologized later for killing the brother of the monkey. So, it was kind of disturbing. But this is on the lower end of the scale as far as gross out stuff goes. Trust me, it gets a lot worse. A lot worse. So, during the course of this movie, we see that Veronica and Seth have like a romantic thing going on, and that turns into something physical, with him starting over playing like piano and like really classing it up too to impress her, get her in bed. And he does. And then he decides to try to do that same type of teach thing with something a little more innocent, like a steak. So he cuts up a piece of steak, and he cooks one piece, sends another piece to the Tupperware, and then he cooks that and sends both pieces to Veronica. Now Veronica, like, I'm not eating that. That you just means me to have a monkey. What am I gonna do? So then she tastes it, and she spits it out. And she said that the flavor is off. It's not very, flesh and meat and all that. So he said that the computer is more or less like, interpreting the flesh, meat of whatever he puts into it in the organic matter. So, he has to teach the computer how to interpret flesh. So he does that. So, one day while she's away, he ends up testing it out on himself before he tests it on the other monkey, and the monkey came out fine. But they had to wait for tests and stuff, so he didn't want to do that. So one night while she was away, he ended up testing it on himself in a drunken state, which is a very bad thing, because take it from me, it's always a bad idea to do anything when you're drunk or tipsy from alcohol. Trust me on that. That's a very bad idea. So then we went over to to do the teleportation on by the way, the computer setup is the desktop on the computer is something I never seen before, and I think that it actually talks to you. I think. And one more thing I gotta say before we get into the other stuff is that we have this set, which is a fly on the first thing, which is the main movie, and then we have two flies, which I guess are either widescreen or the other one, the credits and special features and whatnot. So a half fly travel into the teleportation pod with Seth, and from there it tends to go haywire because when the fly enters, he doesn't realize that it's time, because the fly's like in the window of the pod. So you see that the fly disappears when the pod does its work. So you see the thing teleport him from one thing to another pod, the pod B, and you see that no other house fly or anything. So then he comes out like a macho man, which, by the way, I would love to see what would happen if they took this guy and they put him up against Spider-Man. You would think of the same thing. Don't lie to me. You would think of the exact same thing. So then they were. They showed that he's like Captain America, like super strength, super speed, super agility, super Olympic level powers. Not much more than that. So they show him doing gymnastics in the place in the laboratory apartment there. Now I want to bring attention to this point that when they actually show it and they show him doing the gymnastic portion of it, I believe that Jeff Goldblum by himself can lift himself out of the chair like they do in the movie. I believe he can do the basic stuff because way back then he was pretty macho and muscular and fit and stuff. But one thing you will notice is that when he gets into more advanced gymnastics, like spinning, doing the grab bar, with the like this, and then he spins around and stuff on it. And all of that, when they show the man that does that, they show his body, but they don't show his face. So that is highly questionable as to whether that's been a tourist guy with hair. Anyway, they show him doing that and showing that he's a real fit guy, real energetic too. Now, Veronica knows that he's got a very, very, very high sex drive, much like a fly. I don't know that big thing with the whole being fit thing, but I could believe the sex drive. Now, he also started developing a sweet tooth, And by that I mean that he keeps lumping sugar, the sugar, more sugar after more sugar in his coffee drinks. And this is highly suspicious. Because you notice that he Jeff Goldblum does the twitching thing more. As the movie progresses, it gets more physically anxious, more nervous, more more suspicious of other things too. And especially when it comes to women, he becomes more aggravated, more aggressive, much like insects. Now, this is where his body transformation begins, because as time goes on, he grows more hairs on the back of his back, and Veronica takes note of this and cuts one off for some laboratory to analyze it and stuff, to which they find out that it's more of an insect hair than a human hair. It's very coarse too. And Ted thinks no big deal. It's no big deal. And he eventually goes out and breaks up with Veronica because she can't keep up with him sexually, and he keeps aggravating him for whatever reason. So then he ends up going to a bar, and one of the guys there, I swear to God, looks like Hugh Laurie from House. But in any case, they do that. He says that $100 is like it can be almost a competition, and the winner gets to come up the lady. So it's a woman's a girl or something. I don't want to do this. So the guy agrees, much to her objection, and they do arm wrestling. Now, while he's arm wrestling, the guy says it's over there, minding his business, not doing anything really to strain himself to hold this guy back, which is finding it hardest to keep his cool. Push him a little more to win. My dad always warned me not to arm wrestle people because of this movie. Now, during the main thing, says secrete some kind of a white type of acid or something. I don't know what that is, but it's weird. So then he ends up breaking the guy's arm right here, and you see all the bone and the fragments going everywhere, and the guy takes home this woman prize, and the money too, but the woman mostly. And the woman says, I'm tired, let's rest for a minute. There's no beer, man, let's stop right now and rest. So Seth picks her up, like marriage style, and carries her up the stairs, to which he says, the elevated. So he really wants to have sex with her. I mean, really badly. So they do it, and then they keep doing it over and over again. The point that's a comedy routine. Now, at this point, Seth goes very much acne on his face, on his, up here on his forehead and everywhere else. So, something's going on with him. So then, he wants to drag her over to the taught to have her do it because it's supposed to be like a drug effect. It's supposed to enlighten the person, make them feel wonderful, make them feel super attractive, super sexy, super, confident and all that stuff. To which, she doesn't want to do it. And that, David's comes in to be very afraid. And that's the reason why they broke him in the first place. Because Seth wanted to bring her into the pod too. But she didn't want to do it. And for good reason too. So they get into a fight and all that. Then he says, away with you all. Go away. Bye. See ya. And then during the next part, he's actually examining them in the mirror. And part of his you find out that it's a insectoid hair. Now, that's the way that gets real gross because they pull out his fingernails. He pulls out his own fingernails. And he realizes that something's wrong. Now, I don't get how he turns from a superhero man, fucking everything on the sun, to getting what looked like a tumor on his whole body. So, the question, what's going to happen next? What can this fourth body go through before it shuts down completely? Now, during the course of the movie, we see that he's feeling bad for himself. It's getting worse. He gotta use crutches. He gotta use all manner of interesting things. Now, during the course of the movie, he ends up losing his teeth, and he ends up falling out. When he puts them in his hands and stuff, he collects the items that come off his head, like his ear, then go, his ear, his fingernails, his teeth. I think at one point his nose too, something about it comes off. And I get one of his little Seth Jr. comes off too. But we move on to the next part, in which he ends up we find out that what's her name, that Veronica is pregnant, and she has a nightmare that the ex-lover, the boss there, takes her to a gynecologist to get an abortion done that night, and it's a baby maggot that comes out of the womb. Now this is a big turn of events because you expect for a baby to come out, but it's a maggot, and he realizes that a dream sequence. The proof for that. Now this is gross too. Okay, so Fly 2 covers that more in depthly. I'll cover that next year. So anyway, they show this thing. This thing that Mono is coming. He oh no, I've come up. They call it a butterfly. He's gradually becoming more or less like a fly, a blend of human and fly DNA on a molecular level. Now he becomes a fly. He starts to digesting like flies do. For example, he can't eat solid food. because it hurts him and it makes his teeth fall out. So therefore, he ends up digesting it outside the bite like a fly does. And by that I mean he takes a donut, he pukes on it, it corrosive acid, and he ingests that whatever left over. So that's extremely gross, especially when you eat Chinese food beforehand. So, he also videotaped himself doing that for the paper or whatever, the science exposition. So, they showed that, and that's really disgusting and stuff. So, then they show him, becoming, losing all his hair and becoming more like a tumor. Now, I will admit that, says that, Jeff Goldblum does a wonderful job in performance-wise. His physical action are just great because, they show him twitching, acting real nervous, acting real weird too, and real suspicious. And they show the fly actually climbing up on the wall in the ceiling like a real fly does. So then the butterfly hybrid thinks to itself, that I must put this into the computer as to what I should do. So he showed that his hands have, two of his fingers have merged into one finger, and the other three are just fine as it is. I don't know how to keep them to fly, but whatever. So he showed that the solution is to make to fuse yourself with another pure human being, and then put that into pod number C, the teleportation pod C. So he decided to do it with the boss, with the lover boss, who had Veronica, who wants to get an abortion by Dr. Cronenberg. Yeah, that's a cameo by David Cronenberg, the director of this masterpiece. So then they show Dr. capturing Veronica, bringing her back to the lab to lure the other guy into the laboratory. At this point, his whole body is just one big tumor fest, and really, really disgusting. So they show him doing that, and he finds out that Gina's got the baby. Now he wants to fuse them all together to be one big happy family, the ultimate family. Now that's gotta be questionable, How do you merge a male and a female of anything together? That's kind of weird. I thought originally it was the lover because it was a similar, body structure man, but whatever. So they do that, And then the guy ends up bringing a shotgun to end Seth Bundle's life. Now, during the fight, Bundle uses the acid puke to actually dissolve a hand and leave on his ankle. Some of the protesting go on there, but they need the full effect of the body horror. Now, if you want to do this video right now, I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Veronica grabs his jaw and actually pulls it so it comes off, and you see nothing but mandibles underneath it, like a fly, and then you see his whole face just melt off, and you see his eyeballs melt off his skull, and you see all of his face hair, it's remaining ear left over. It's just everything just come off and just fall to the ground. And you see this horrible, monstrous beast left over. And this beast has to be stopped or it'll drag poor Veronica to her death and the baby too. Now, I would think that at this point, the butterfly is too far gone to get help, to get medical attention and stuff. So, the lover gradually reaches the gun. He comes to from being unconscious and gradually moves his fingers toward the gun. Now, the actual butterfly takes Gina and tries to get her into the pod, and he ends up going into the other pod too. So right as the time reaches like 10 seconds, Lover, the boss guy, shoots the wire that connects Gina's pod to Seth's pod, thereby disconnecting them and allowing the separate pod with Seth in it to help himself. So the door opens up, and some of the parts from the door from the pod get transferred over to with Seth, and they combine them to make the this weird hybrid of this the door, mechanical door, and the pod, which is very disgusting because you see them crawling out of the pod like this. Veronica is released out of the pod, and then she puts the shotgun muzzle and points it at Seth Bundle, but Bundlefly grabs the gun, puts it to his head because he wants to die at this point. He's in so much pain from the door being shoved in him. He's so ashamed of himself that he wants to die right there. And David does him a favor and shoots him. Now, I'm glad that they didn't make this into corny type thing. You really do feel sorry for this guy. He was doing so well with making a good teleportation thing, but I mean, it would be nice if they put a screen or something in there to keep out any interference from any organism outside. And besides, what would happen if the organism was on fire with something like a bacteria or something? Something could happen. And what would they use on a molecular level? I could just see them doing the fusion thing. Fusion, ha! And then become one being. Now, like I said, this movie is very, very good with the effects. They're very gory, they're very visceral, they're very wet. And, these things are very, creepy. I'm glad that the boss guy was a nice guy, not a complete ass or complete douchebag. He can actually understand the pain and the suffering of Brenda Fly as he made that recording for him. Be very afraid indeed. This movie is a legend. You should definitely watch it. Not after eating anything, mind you. It's worse than Tusk. It's worse than the human centipede. It's the most gross thing I've ever seen. I'll say 1-0. But thank you for watching this video dedicated to Halloween 2023. This has been the Fly remake of 86 fame. So, if you want to see more of me, if you like what you're hearing and want to see more of me, you can always subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and share my video. And if you want to make any comment, if you want to make any future suggestions to my videos and whatnot, you can always subscribe to you can always contact me on my cell phone at 631-707-3707. And for technical calling me. Also, you can contact me on X at P Nelson Pro. And if you want, you can always get me on you can always email me directly at JJ's viewing channel at gmail.com. So they have an interesting menu screen in which you just hear buzzing of fly, which is highly annoying and irritating. So I salute you guys for enjoying this movie with me. And aloha guys. And this is another story of science gone wrong. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. So, I'll see you for the next one, guys.